It's R&B. Make that crop top drop like black socks in the black top. Ballin' at the park, we ain't stop till at the dark. Centric at the plug, we listen to Noriega. Shoot chirp those with the heat like Darth Vader. College we was rocking the Supra, Darth Vaders. Now we watchin' Moses stick our noses in the fader. But boy, Tony Kelly told the homie to play it. We stack keys in the dorm, praying one of us to make it. Me and Swain thought we'd have to resort to crippin'. Now me and the wifey reserve the resort while we trippin'. Back before niggas ever heard of Blake Griffin raps LAC. Daryl Bailey as my witness. Picking on my youth, the west side I eat. They say, Richie, you got the juice, well that's fine by me. Till I'm old and gray, push the caddy with the cane. I'ma still do the same, switch lanes to Wu-Tang. Just give me that old school music. That shit that make you lose it. Give me that type of quick music. My top lady, give me that old school music. That shit that make you lose it. Yeah. Batman. Look, I know that y'all ain't bloods, but I'm a heavy baby beat to the sound of the subs. I came a long way from back when I was slanging drugs. Now when I step on the stage, that give me praise and love. Check it. Sometime in 94, this boy was born, and Lord behold, his parents must have sold their souls, cause damn, that boy's so fucking cold. When he stepped to the microphone.
All right, I got my in.
Seeing images of him creeping around with Nikes on.
What do you got? What's that?
It all kind of goes on. You've got theme music. We've got theme music now. That's so exciting. Trading through Sociology 2.0 with the theme music.
Okay, so what's our order?
We're live, bro.
We're live.
We're live,
my God.
bro.
Okay, all right.
We're live. We're live. How was your vacation?
What vacation? what vacation are you referring to? I wish I knew something about the vacation that is supposed to be happening right now, but nah, bro.
The life of an organic intellectual.
Hey, look, I'm working on my textbook, man. And so, you know, in theory, I'm supposed to be working on my textbook. So whatever that even means, and I don't even know what that means anymore.
So they got vacation, they got staycation. Do they have workcation? Is that a word? Is that a...
I'm hoping so. Can you still hear me, by the way? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you. Good.
I thought I hit the mute button on accident because you know how that goes.
You sound with your Blue Yeti microphone.
Hey,
people, we're going to the next level now. We're ready to do this. We've had 3 years of messing around, and I think this is like the vision that we both wanted. We wanted a real podcast, real professional, real... You know, but we're always working within our limitations, trying to find our means, trying to find our groove. So,
yeah, no, I'm excited. I got a new toy to play with.
Yeah,
this microphone is sounding real fresh. I'm feeling very good about myself. that it was literally as simple as it was to just plug it in and go. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is how technology is supposed to work, right here.
Right, because contrary to what people believe, just because you have a PhD makes you a lot less able to do certain things.
Whew, man.
Especially like programming, housework. I can't do that stuff. I don't know what RCA cables are supposed to plug into. I don't know that.
Yeah. Hold on a second. This fool, I got the do not disturb sign on the thing. And if you hear me talking, I'm recording. That means I'm doing something important here. Go away. I'm live on fucking YouTube right now.
This is that Jaquil?
That's Jaquil in there.
Bring Jaquil over.
What's up? Hey, come in.
Jaquil.
What's up? How we living? Speaking to the mic.
What up, bro? Oh, it's all of them.
Josh, you haven't seen Josh in a minute.
No, I seen him at Long Beach.
Oh, yeah.
That is all the intelligent hoodlums in the North Oceanside area.
Everything you're saying.
Oh yeah, y'all can't hear it.
Oh, that's right. We're official.
We're official. So okay, y'all need to go away. Give me a half hour. Yeah, and I'll sign your stuff.
We'll edit that out of the podcast. Live, people. We're live.
Yes, we are live. Okay. All right.
Yo,
the door. Thank you.
So let's get into it. All right, Strange Fruit. We're actually gonna beef up the sociology a little bit, but we're gonna still do what we do and just talk about what's happening from a sociological perspective. But there's some things I want to do because I know I want to use this podcast in my classroom. So
Absolutely.
I want it to be a little bit less informal and just have some more structural things. So the first thing I'm excited to do every week is introduce a sociological concept, a word of the week, theory of the week, thing of the week. I don't know, social thing of the week. So what is our word of the week, Dr.
Our word of the week is standpoint theory.
Coming out the gate.
Standpoint theory. And so widely ascribed and connected to feminist literature and everything, but everyone can understand just from a almost, I don't want to say common sense way, but just in an intellectual way of saying that everything is interpreted differently based upon your standpoint, right? And the reason why I'm thinking about that is because I just got finished reading an article for me that it really affected me, because it talked about how a lot of people are enjoying their summers and whatnot, while I'm spending a lot of time thinking about Black Lives Matter, and that my brain has literally slowed down at times to a grinding halt because of how much time, energy, and effort my brain, whether it be conscious or subconscious, is actually working on on Black Lives Matter. The two police officers that were, the two black men that were shot, the police officers that were shot. Thoughts and prayers go out to all of them and all of their families. But this has been something that's been very real to me. Well, for my wife and for a lot of other people around me, it's life as usual. And I'm just like, it just trips me out. And so my standpoint on that is I'm immersed in the Black Lives Matter space, but I notice quite easily that most people are not, and that it is what it is.
Yeah, I think a good example of that is, and this actually leads into our lead story. When you look at the tone of the Republican and the Democratic National Conventions, and where Donald Trump is painting this like doomsday, America is weak, we're falling off.
And I'm the only person that can bring it back.
They're taking over, right? I mean, I always say, like, yo, you're that's valid to you based off of your standpoint, by how the way in which you see the world and what's affected to you. Now, while your perspective, I can't argue with it. This is why we do research, right? This is why we read, to find out what is actually happening. And oftentimes the data does not match our feelings of the way the world works.
Absolutely.
And standpoint really is I know it's just a dope theory. That one of the first theories that I came in contact with, I was like, oh, I'm staying in sociology.
Yeah. yeah.
It's like this completely goes against that notion of objectivity that never felt right, based off of the way you're describing. Like, nah, that doesn't feel right. So why does one way feel and another way feel? And the standpoint, that's the way by which we engage and we move into our research. So
yeah, no, if you even just think about his campaign, just off of his slogan, "Make America Great Again." Right there. Standpoint theory. The standpoint theory is right there in the middle of that statement. You know,
again.
It's like this. It's like, again. Okay. Oh, my question: when was America ever great?
Hey, I'm like,
who are we talking about?
I'm like this. Let's make America great.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Let's make it great. We can do it.
Great. We can do it. But he's saying again, which implies, from his standpoint, that America was once a very great nation, and it has fallen off. We're losing steam. And of course, as a political person, he's saying he's the only person that can bring us all back. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I get that you're a politician. I get you have to say this stuff, but I'm still questioning down to the ground. Like, what year do you want to take us back to? You know, because right? Because we're talking about America's great again. It's like, well, what year you want to take us back to?
Let's be specific.
Because
what were the policies? What were the policies?
What was happening at the time? I want to know. These are things that I want to know. Give me the year. And, like Louis C.K., I don't know if you pay attention to him as a comedian or not, but he has this one famous one that I even showed in class every once in a while, of a white privilege. And he's a white dude, and he's enjoying his white privilege. He's like, man, one of the best white privileges is like black people. It's like white people, I can go back in time and everything's going to be fine. It's like black people, they can't even fuck with time machine stuff. And I'm like, I'm just like listening to myself like, this is so true. I can't mess with no time machine. I don't even want to go back to the 80s. Know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't even want to go back to the 80s. I want to grow and whatnot. Oh, look at this. We got Josh. Josh is looking at this.
Josh Henderson just joined us on the podcast. I'm gonna let you hold up, Josh. I'm gonna let you talk for a minute. Hold up, Josh. Okay, but first of all, we want to introduce the top story. So our top story for the week is obviously we started talking about it a little bit, but the Republican and Democratic National Conventions. Here's my question. I'm gonna pose it to Bruce, but I'm gonna put Josh in on this. Yo, as a young person, how are young folks watching and engaging with these conventions? Because listen, I'm 35, so now I'm starting to pay attention to politics as I'm supposed to be. But how are young folks doing this? Folks watching and engaging with these conventions. Because got me on delay.
He has you on delay.
He has me on delay. All right.
We can't do this with him. He's got to go away now. You're killing us, Josh. You got us all excited. And now he throws out.
I'm gonna mute him. I'm gonna plug him in when I see when his mouth moves. So let's invert the question a little bit. How are you talking about it? How are you teaching about it, Bruce? Or do you plan on engaging with this in your class?
You know what? I mean, it's an election year, bro. I mean, there's no way that we're not going to be able to have to engage in this. But man, it's just such a mess on both sides that I don't even know if it's worth me. There's part of me that's like, I don't even know if it's worth it trying to actually try to get in on this. But then again, it's like I know this is something that everybody is trying to figure out and whatnot. I mean, shoot, I got problems because, in my household, and I'll just leave it like that, in my household, we have a potential Trump supporter. And I'm like, am I really having this conversation with someone inside my household? But this is a good thing for me, especially when I get to the marriage section, to talk about how you don't have to have the same views on things in order to stay married. Because I've been married for 19 years now, and like I said, I think now it's become clear who the other person in my household who might be supporting Trump might be.
You kind of put someone on blast. You're gonna need a couch, man. You're really gonna need a couch.
But anyway, that's to say one of the things, like I said, is to talk about how you don't need the same views on things in order to stay married and whatnot. And so that's definitely one way. But as far as like the actual convention itself, man, I don't know. There's just so much going on. I'm gonna let the students figure that out and start talking to me about it, and then I'll fit it in from there.
We started last fall, and the thing about it is this is like a big reality show. Mm-hmm. It's a huge reality show. I mean, from the Republican National Convention and Trump and all the Trumpness of the Trump part of it. But then Ted Cruz.
Oh my God!
I mean, I'm that guy that watches more Republican stuff than Democratic stuff. Just interested in conservative talk radio. I don't know. It's a problem. But I was just sitting there listening to Ted Cruz's speech, like, yo, this dude's really he's really out here doing the Republican thing. He's in line, and everybody was cheering him all the way. And he got to the end and said, "Vote your conscience." My jaw dropped. I was waiting for the turn, like vote your conscience, and the conscience of America is Trump. Vote your conscience. I was waiting, and it dawned on me, like, yo, this dude he did that. And so for me, it's like you have this. I'm watching this thing fall apart, and I'm thinking the Democratic National Convention is gonna be cake. And what comes out that weekend? But the head of the DNC conspired.
Bro, yeah.
I'm like, yo.
And that's not even hyperbole, right? It's like we're not even exaggerating.
Right.
The word is actually conspired. Oh my goodness. I mean,
you got caught on WikiLeaks.
Yeah, bro.
You got caught on the WikiLeaks.
It's bad.
I guess the thing is, if this doesn't get young folks interested in politics,
This is no look. This is some true House of Cards type of stuff. This is the stuff.
I thought you were gonna say Desperate Housewives stuff, not
Hey,
desperate, Real
hey,
Housewives
hey.
stuff. I mean, it's
Those two. But well, to me, the House of Cards part of it is to say that there's literally been deals cut behind people's backs that came out to light, and it has, to whatever degree derailed and decentralized the DNC and the RNC and all of that stuff. And I'm just like, yo, the part that made politics almost believable is that I didn't get to see the magic trick. Right? It's like all of the politics and how everybody comes together at the end. It's like if you don't see, it's like magic tricks, right? When the magician or the illusionist, they do something in front of you, if you don't know how they did it, it looks like magic. But when you know how they did it, you're like, man, they just regular people, just like the rest of us. They ain't special.
Or it's like this crazy stuff is happening. Mm-hmm. And then you actually have the evidence.
Yeah.
I always think about it. The quote, I think it's attributed to Kurt Cobain. You say, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not following you.
Right. And Bernie was saying that from like the very beginning. It was like the conspiracy. I'm like, bro, man, it's like you just sound like a whacked out old dude. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. I think my opinion was swayed by the way that he went after this, and I'm like.
He went from sounding crazy to sounding wise real quick. Real quick.
It's like the dude that like sits on the corner and tells you that the world is about to fall apart, and then it does, and there's like, but no one's listening to him, and then it does, and you're like, oh my God, that person do something.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders is like Mr. Window. The Arrested Development song, Mr. Window.
Yeah.
Who am I kidding? Our students don't know that. I think Josh has a clear feed now. You good?
Yeah, I had to actually walk out. I'm in the counseling office, so I can't be too loud.
Well, we're about to get him fired. Let's get him fired. So, how are your peers and the people who are, you're a leader, the people who are a little bit younger than you, man? How are they engaging with these conventions and politics in general this election cycle?
I think with Bernie Sanders dropping out in the way that he did, a lot of young people right now are a little critical of the entire process. Those that have in this election actually engaged a little bit more, they're a little bit critical now, and they're a little bit they just don't really trust the process anymore. I know you all were just talking about the WikiLeaks, and all of these emails that just got released, and that in itself, everyone knew the political process was corrupt, but now you can actually go and download these emails, and you can see for yourself. And even when even when it's transparent as such right now, you still see that nothing is being done about it. So I think a lot of people, in regards to this election, are not really going to go out and vote. I think you're going to see a decline in participation from young voters. And and those that will go out and vote, they'll vote for a third-party candidate.
Yeah.
Like Joe Stein. They're not gonna go for Hillary, which is gonna, in turn, ensure. I honestly think Donald Trump's gonna win.
Yeah, I can see it, man. I can see it.
Now that look with Donald Trump, I'm not even no joke, that after the police shootings, and then after this DNC leak, I'm like, it could happen. Like, it's like, before I was thinking, no, come on, no. But it's like, now I'm like, no, this could happen now.
Look, I mean, just to wrap this segment up, I think the biggest thing I think about, again, thinking as a sociologist, from the standpoint of a sociologist, is the structure that maintains sort of the political structure, the relationship between politics and economics. Is that structure strong enough to deal with 4 years of a Donald Trump?
Well, we might find that out.
We're going to find that out. And there's all types of things. The Trans-Pacific Partnership is being talked about, and I don't even know what that means. I just found out about that last week. So
just know Hillary supports it.
We know Hillary likes it. All right, man. Thanks for joining, Josh. You gonna stick around?
I'll sit here.
You're about to go to work. Okay, we might buzz you in. I know you're gonna have some things to say later.
I know Bruce needs to sign this paperwork. That's what I know.
You a fool, man. You a fool.
I'm coming to your office in a minute.
I told you, look, well, you know when I will be done. I'm gonna be done whenever we done with this. So stop harassing me, bruh. I will get your paperwork signed.
All right, another thing. We're gonna have word of the week. We're gonna have the stat of the week. Bruce, I'm gonna defer to you as a statistics teacher.
All right, and so
stat of the week.
And so here's something that I've been hearing about, and it even just that there's some of my students who have a hard time fielding this question because people have thought that it was a lie. And so here's the stat, and that is that more white people have been shot and killed by the police than black people have. When I tell this to some of my students, even the students that I had in my stats classes, they hesitated because at first they just thought that the stat was not true. That, right, just on his face, they were like, it's not true. And I'm like, no, listen to it again. There are more white people who are killed by the police than there are black people who are killed by the police. And they still can't get it, and that disturbed me because I'm like, come on, y'all, let's think this one out. And so that is actually true, by the way, for everybody who's trying to figure that out. That's actually a true statement. However, since white people are a bigger percentage of the population, they're 62% of the population. Black people are only 13% of the population. Okay, and so when it comes to the actual demographic numbers, you would expect there to be more white people that would get shot and killed by the police than there would be black people. Okay, and so over the last year or so, about 1,502 people have been shot and killed by the police. 723 of them have been white. 381 of them have been black. Right, and so like I said, white people are more likely to be shot, or not more likely. More white people are shot and killed by the police than black people. However, black people, since they represent only 13% of the population, they are more likely, they are actually 2.5 times more likely to be shot and killed by the police. So the likely part is the important part for us to understand. So when you're doing all the math and stuff, what you would do is you would take the 49% of the 49% of white people, after you take the 732 and divide it by 1,502, that's going to be 49%. Take that 49% divided by 62%, and that's going to give you, some number, or 0.79. Take the 381 and divide that by 1,502, and you're going to get 24. You're going to get 24%. Okay. Take the 24% divided by 13%. I'm going into way too much detail, man.
No, I think myself.
Take that 24% and divide it by 13%, and you're going to get 1.84. Okay, and so now take the 1.84 divided by 0.79, and that's where you get the 2.4 or something like that. And so so that's where the 2.5 times more likely number comes from.
I think that's dope that you did that, because people, well, when you kind of made the mistake, you said are more likely, but you meant to say more. That language issue is huge. It makes all the difference in the world, and just the way that we speak about numbers, the way that we misspeak about is the way that we construct complete ideologies about the way the world works. And when we misspeak about numbers, it's not that look, the numbers don't lie. Stats never lie. Yeah. But it's the language that we use to understand the statistics that can completely give a wrong way of understanding the world. My issue is always, when is it intentional and when is it unintentional?
A way that's completely understood, because that's exactly what the articles and stuff that I was reading about were talking about, that people are purposefully arguing, purposely misleading. Class, I start off on the very first day and I tell people stats is a language. Statistics is a language. You're going to learn how to speak that language in this class. And so, going back to that, I'm just thinking about it. There's only one word difference, right?
Yeah.
There was only one word of difference that I made. It's like more white people are killed by the police versus more likely to be killed by the police. You know what I'm saying? Right. That likely, just putting in likely or not, completely changes the stat.
Right.
in English, right, and how you would interpret that in statistics. And so this is the reason why people need to take my stats class in order to make sure that you don't get hustled by a very simple, literally a simple way of being able to mislead the entire population. Because let me tell you this, straight up, on Fox News, they run in more white people get killed by the police than black people. They run in that all day.
Right. Therefore,
this whole Black Lives Matter thing doesn't matter at all. All lives matter. Okay, cool, whatever. But on the other reputable, did I just say that?
You said
yes,
that.
I'm banging on Fox News right now.
They're highly entertaining. I watch.
But you know, for all the other stations, they're saying black people are 2.5 times more likely to be shot and killed by the police than white folks, and that is, both statistics are true. However, one stat supports the Black Lives Matter movement, the other stats supports no movement.
Lies. Supports lies. All right. We want to talk about what's happening in pop culture.
Pop culture.
I love popular culture. Everyone knows this. And in my quest to experience as much as possible around pop culture, I often find myself saying yes and agreeing to things that I would never say yes and agree to. Mm-hmm. And while I was in vacation, my brother asked me to play Pokemon Go. Because I was far away and I could get new things. I could catch new Pokemons. I don't even know what I was doing, but I found myself doing it.
Yeah.
And as I found myself doing it, I found hundreds of people circling around a park. Yes. It was crazy. They were just walking in a circle.
Stuff like that happens all the time, bro. Oh, cool. I just caught me a Zubat.
It's playing right now. Can we make sense of the people for how, why, what?
Bro, I'm still processing my Zubat. Shut up. Wait, hold on. Oh shit! I see a Nidoran, bro. All right, keep going. I'll pay attention to you in a minute. I'll be right back.
The question. On the surface, as with most things pop culture, on the surface, these things don't matter. Right?
Yeah, that's what they say.
And there's always some extreme cases of someone getting killed, unfortunately, because they weren't white. Whatever. There's always those things. But when you see Nintendo's stock price go all the way, a huge jump in the stock prices because people are associating Pokemon with Nintendo. Yeah. And then they find out, oh, Nintendo doesn't really have much to do with it. And the stock price go all the way back down. When you think about how folks have been trying to implement, augmented reality through video games or through maps or through, whatever, getting people to interact with screens for their devices and then, seeing a different version of reality through cell phones or through other technology. I mean, is Pokemon is this a transformative thing? Will this have long-lasting impact?
Bruh, all I know is that there's 250 Pokemon that I'm supposed to be catching, and I'm only at like 70 Pokemon, and I got to evolve stuff, and that, yeah. I don't know how long it's going to last. It's sure the hell going to last long enough for me to catch all these damn Pokemon because I ain't no quitter, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're going to let you know that right now.
I'll do one better. Will this catch on outside of, the niche gamer? At the risk of stereotyping people, right? Will this catch on outside of those niche communities? And I hate to use the word nerds, but let me just go ahead and be the jerk that throws it out there and calls Pokemon nerds. I'm just gonna do it.
Straight up.
I just did it. Sorry, guys.
And that is completely fine. I will embrace my nerddom because although I'm a 45-year-old man, I was actually raised. My oldest son, my 25-year-old son, he. All right, I'm gonna put this down because I keep on catching stuff. Anyway, Michael was 10 years old when Pokemon first came out. And I'm a nerd at heart. What the hell just... Oh, your phone went off.
Yeah, I got a phone call.
So I'm a nerd. Look, bro, I'm a nerd at heart. And so therefore, Michael and I, we started playing Pokemon. We started playing Pokemon together. And then I nerded out. Like, he nerded out, but then I nerded out with him. And I started buying all these booster packs. I started buying the starter decks. I started doing all of that stuff for myself. Like, it wasn't even about him anymore. It was like, yo, these are my cards now. Bro, I'm just saying. So when this came out, I was trying to avoid it. I really was. I did a good job of avoiding it in the very beginning. But then baby girl, she's in the back seat. My 7-year-old daughter, she's arguing with my 13-year-old son about let me catch Pokemon. And I'm like, I just want some peace and quiet. And so I downloaded it onto my phone thinking that I'm just going to hand it off to her every time to catch Pokemon. And then I start walking around and catching Pokemon, and I'm all excited. And so I'm just saying, is it beyond the niche? It's so beyond the niche. You have no – well, I don't know how long it's going to last. But there were people – I mean, it was literally crowded at the beach. I thought there was a special event going on. Like, that's how crowded it was.
Exactly. I have an idea.
There was a special event on. And so it's definitely beyond the nerddom. Right, I'm going to call it that rather than fandom. It's beyond the nerddom of Pokemon already. It's already beyond that, and so it is what it is, and it's only going to get bigger because I think it's only like 3 nations that got it right now. So straight up, it's only going to get bigger.
So the next thing is global, worldwide Pokemon domination. Pokemon Go. I mean, pretty soon. I mean, you're going to be on an airplane. You're going to have to get on an airplane, and everyone on the airplane is Pokemon Go to whatever gym. I don't even know what's happening. I did it for a week, and I still don't understand what I was doing.
And
I caught like 4 things.
And that's completely fine. You don't need to know.
I'm good.
That just needs more Pokemon for me. Just saying.
They're in your office, though. That's creepy.
Oh my God!
I've
caught some really cool things. I've caught some really cool things in my office. Just sitting here chilling with the phone on. Amazing.
That's weird. That's weird.
There's 24 Pokestops on Maricosta's campus, bruh. 20, which is a big number. You don't know that. You're shaking your head already.
No,
you don't know the significance of that.
Bruh, I'm telling you. I knew it was something else. I was walking to my car, and I was texting, and a person on a bike was driving by or riding by, and he just looked at me and said, Pokemon Go, huh? Oh, no. No, not for your boy. Not for your boy.
That's funny.
So I do nerd out and read journal articles, and I like to have my students find journal articles. And in the Journal of Black Studies, it wasn't the last edition.
Mm-hmm.
I found a dope journal article that I read. It's by Erica B. Edwards, and the title is "It's Relevant to Me: Young Black Women Talk Back to VH1's Love and Hip Hop New York."
Huh.
So, there's always, journal articles, a place where we scrutinize knowledge. And one of the things, just to kind of talk about what she did, she interviewed young women of color, and she just asked them about how they engage with the show, and does the show influence them, and how do they know? And one of the things that comes out of it is that, yeah, young folks are watching the show, young women are watching the show, and in their minds, this show does. They just because they see it on TV, they don't go act out and do that stuff. A few of the girls talk about how they learn the opposite, and they draw on the experiences and say, on that show, when they had a problem, they ended in fist. So what I know is that's not how you do stuff. So it's a real interesting critical read that a lot of times we don't give young girls credit. And we think that just because they're watching it and that the television is geared toward them, that they go out and act that way for those reasons. And quite simply, we just don't have confirmation that that's true. That don't mean some of them girls don't.
Bruh,
but,
it's like...
but at least in large part by the research, that's not what's happening at large.
Well, I can appreciate that. But my baby girl, she be watching... She doesn't watch that show, but I'm just saying she'll watch her Brat show. And all of a sudden start snapping her fingers and doing
now,
and I'm like, okay, look.
And this is right for prior research. Like, at what age do you form oppositional reading to television?
There you go.
And to what, I think even a 5-6-year-old knows that you don't end it in certain ways depending on the value systems. But yeah, I know I hear my 4-year-old, she's got some new words in her vocabulary that I'm not excited about.
Yeah.
She's got some ways of responding to requests that I'm not excited about. And that comes from, for her, your daughter likes Bratz. Mine is Barbie Life in the Dream House.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
perhaps we should be talking about how, even as critical sociologists, these shows make it to our homes, but that's another story.
Oh, that's a complete other story. It's like man, I've tried to stop. I tried to stop it, but now it, yeah. Anyway, I try to get her interested in other things, but it's like they're interested in what they're interested in. And to me, as a sociologist, my job is to help her develop a critical, to be critical about what she's watching. Um, Especially like the boy, the gender roles and stuff like that is like, do you see daddy doing stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're saying that it's a girl's job to do dishes, but don't you see daddy do dishes all the time?
Yeah.
And, and to really just make sure that they're critical about it. It's like, or sometimes it's like, what exactly are you laughing about in that joke? That's Carter. Carter and my 13-year-old and 15-year-old, Carter and Riley. I'm better with them at that one. It's like, what exactly are you laughing at when you're laughing at that joke?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know what I'm laughing at. But what are you laughing at? And so, there's spaces for a good discussion because I don't want to pull them away from their world, right? It's like that's their world. I just want them to be critical of it.
Yeah. Josh, is you trying to chime in? I see your mouth moving.
Oh no, I'm.
He working. Oh, he talking about look at these crazy fools over here.
I have no job. I'm not working, but I'm looking for work.
Oh, we got the podcast. Everybody, we know a great student who's looking for employment. Former student. Graduate.
No, but do you want me to? I know I see my.
Yeah, chime in.
Wait, let me see. Hold on. Bring me up to speed, man.
Man, ain't nobody trying to do that with you. I thought you was listening.
Hey, here's the question. Tell me about the Love and Hip Hop shows.
Ridiculous. I don't think that folks should be spending their time on that junk. Personally, I do see the comedic value that it holds, and I see how it could be perceived as culturally important to colored folks. But me personally, I don't waste my time with it.
Did he say colored folks? Is that
colored folks? Is
that the kind of language they be teaching you at Concordia, son?
What?
In graduate school at Concordia? That's what they be talking about? Hey. Colored folks? They be talking about colored folks. Oh.
We need to send him to a reil HBCU.
Obviously, at USC, he would not be using such language. They didn't teach that kind of language. I'm just saying. I just wanted to make that clear. You get what you pay for, bro.
This is not my generation.
He tried to play it out too. He's like I seen the show. I know what it's about, but I don't watch it.
Right. It is what it is, man.
What were you saying about it, Bruce?
No, it's just the article was talking about how people copy, like these women are watching. A lot of women are watching these shows, and then they're starting to copy the behaviors. But
that's what we think. We think that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's not the stereotype. That's the idea that a lot of us have happening, and it's not. And to I think that's the thing. To young folks' credit, to our credit, because we're all watching crazy shows.
Yeah.
We develop different readings. The way we watch TV is really complex, and I think a lot of the research is starting to flesh that out. I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe this is going down a rabbit hole too deep right now, but I really think this idea that we mimic what it is that we see really puts the idea, right? Because the research is not proving this out. And to tell you the truth, reality is not proving it out. But people continue to make that argument that what we watch, what we do is what we're going to wind up, or what we watch is what we're going to do. And so unfortunately, we have had a lot of shootings happen lately, right? Whether that be school shootings and whatnot. And focusing just on school shootings, I remember how everyone always talks about how playing Grand Theft Auto or playing
that's a good example.
First shooter games is going to create this desire in people to go out and do these things, when in reality, the vast 99.999% of people who watch that do not do the crazy things that it is that they play, right? And so then what winds up happening is that we get stuck on this idea that it's the video games or it's TV and stuff like that, or it's the music. I remember that with the Marilyn Manson question in regards to Columbine, and that was way back. Yeah. But it's the music that we listen to. It's all of this. It's like, no. it takes away from this very real thing, and people can be mad at me about this if they want to. It takes away from the fact that we got guns out there that are easily accessible to someone who wants to shoot somebody. Period.
Don't say that, Bruce.
Hey, say look, we only got one viewer, bruh. You know what I'm saying?
This is a saved video, Bruce. You know it saves. Videos. I'm just gonna go back and watch this, Bruce. Don't say that.
Please go back and watch this, and just say, like, straight up, from a sociological standpoint, I could do this all day. Like I said, and
from a tenured standpoint.
I could do this all day in regards to saying, look, the only real issue that we got, because if you do different nations that don't have guns available versus us, man, police shootings are crying out loud. What was it? It was Great Britain or something like that. You want to know how many police killings that they had in like the last 3 years? I think it was like less than 10.
Yeah, I think it was 6.
It was something crazy like that. It was like, okay, so we have like 6 killings by the police in like a day.
Yeah, but they would people a lot of Europeans would argue that other forms of death have grown because gun deaths have dropped. So they'll point to death by knives.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
look,
it's non-comparable to the amount of American citizens dying by firearms, but they would point to that. They would point to violence increasing, things of that nature. So, I mean, it's hard to have a country comparison like that.
No, it's not. Look. Okay, look. See, I hate when people do that. Look, we got this.
It's hard.
Let's
the dynamics
simple logic. No,
completely different.
Josh, watch this.
Okay.
It's easy.
Okay.
Take a dude with a Damn. See, I'm cussing. I'm just gonna cuss. Take a dude with a knife into the Orlando club, into the Pulse, right? The Orlando club. That dude, he shot like what, 49 people? Okay.
Right.
Take a dude with a knife into that same situation. How many people does he kill before he gets got? How many people?
He'll get a couple of them.
Man, son, this ain't Kill Bill. You know what I'm saying?
Bruce, but you're arguing something completely different.
No, what I'm saying is, guns killed 49. If he had a knife, even if he had a sword, like a badass samurai sword or something like that, how many would he have got? 4? Maybe.
If he had a samurai sword. Now you just put Kill Bill in my brain, and all of a sudden I can see someone with a samurai sword. Really do it.
But see,
Bruce, but these mass shootings, they only account for like what, below 3% of gun deaths in the United States. Most people are killed by, by hand.
Yeah, and it's usually victim. Like the victim and
they know each other.
They know each other. I don't know how did we get here from Love and Hip Hop?
But because I was talking about how
you trying to blame your own people. That's what you do. That's what you do.
For the record, this is what this is.
What about black on black crime? That's what you just.
I did not say that.
You're blaming victims.
This is what being in class with Dr. Hoskins is like. I think
it is.
We're talking about
very real.
We're talking about the sick roll, and next thing you know, we've got on gun control.
Hey, look, there was a very real reason why we were there.
I got you. We're gonna get on that. Let's do that next week. Let's say that we're gonna table that for next week because you're amped. Bruce is amped. Okay, let's conclude because we've been here for longer than 30 minutes, and you know how I get after 30 minutes.
I understand.
All right, so what are you listening to? I mean, what are you watching? I do. What are you listening to? What are you watching on TV?
No, you do. So what am I watching? Well, the last thing that I watched.
Give the people something to watch.
Well, I don't know if you want to watch this, but I watched Tarzan. And
oh Lord!
Look, y'all can judge me all you want. My wife, who is thinking about voting for Donald Trump, she wanted to watch freaking Tarzan. Look, I'm gonna tell you something straight up. This last time watching it, I really realized how racist damn story is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like the past, I knew it was racist and all of that stuff, but this time it was just like, the racism just kept just jumped out at me. It's like, here's this white dude who's the king of the jungle, and like he's in charge of everything. The black folks, the animals, everything. I mean, he's just that badass.
He has out African the Africans. He has out gorilla the gorillas. He out European the Europeans.
Man, that is like basically he was Superman, you know, which I understand that you know, racism, white supremacy needs to construct its heroes that way, but it's just, yeah, like I said, I was watching it and just going like, damn, I got to decolonize myself. I got to decolonize my mind.
Do you know what that whole
story?
Do you know the premise?
Yeah.
Do you know the premise of that entire movie, Bruce?
What? There was actually a white dude
it is
that got raised by
reenacting. No, it was reenacting Belgium colonialism of the Congo.
Yeah, you got to read King Leopold's Ghost.
Oh yeah.
Tarzan makes so much sense after you read that.
Oh my God! Like it's disgusting.
Too deep. I ain't trying to. Nah. I don't want any more information. I judged it all just by watching Tarzan. I'm good.
All right, Bruce is watching Tarzan. Normally I'm supposed to do what do you listen to, but let's pose that question to our who became our special guest contributor today. Josh, what are you listening to right now? What's in your iPod? What's in your radio?
In my iPod right now, I'm listening to a lot of Khalid Muhammad. I'm mad where the world is right now. Nation of Islam. It's a Nation of Islam. He was under Farrakhan. He got taken out by Farrakhan. That is what I'm listening to. Were you talking specifically about music?
I mean, I was, but you want to go all speech and audio books. Yeah. People need to read Khalid Muhammad. Yeah.
You're talking about somebody's show ending. Thank you for now tying strange fruit sociology into the Nation of Islam.
Yeah. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Big Crit. I'm listening to a lot of J. Cole.
Nice.
Just one, bro. One.
A lot of Mos Def.
Nice. Mos Def or Yasin Bey. Depends on the era.
What you listening to, Ed?
Yeah, I got my Summer 16 mix jumping off. So it's got everything from that Jay-Z, I Got the Keys, some Chance the Rapper on there. Go on, Big Up Yourself. That's kind of staying on some repeat. And Yuna, this girl Yuna, singer, amazing. Oh my gosh, her voice is just silk. It's silk. So, all right, Strange Fruit Sociology. Yes, we're gonna do this every week, every Tuesday. We're gonna find a consistent time. It looks like it's 2:00.
There we go.
And we're gonna do I'm gonna strip the audio from what you heard today. We're gonna put that on the SoundCloud. We're gonna put that on the, I don't know what else, might do Stitcher, or we might just be able to put a link download from Facebook. I don't know, but yeah, it's exciting. Strange Fruit 2.0.
No doubt.
All right. Theme music. Oh, I turned off my theme music.
Come on, bro. Damn.
I have the theme music ready. Where's the theme music?
Oh, come on, man. This is like I'm gonna get you, sucker. It's like every superhero needs a theme music, bro. Come on, man. Come on, Ed. No pressure, Ed. No pressure, Ed.
I'm getting it ready. I don't know where it went.
Oh.
Bruce, sing something. Hurry up. Say it. Oh, there we go.
Nope, that's not it.
That's not it.
Oh, we're just about to get sued for copyright infringement right now. No, really, if you're still listening, stop listening, because I'm not going to get this theme music right. It's just not going to happen. So, there we go. Theme music. Theme music out.